Good afternoon. And on behalf of Laura, Jeff, and Marco, we want to welcome everyone who's able to be with us today, both locally and remotely. Hopefully that's working. As far as we can tell, I'm getting a nod, so that's good. It's important to have an opportunity to get together like this. My name's James. I'm Jeff's, I was going to say big brother, but he's taller than I am, so I guess older and chubbier brother. Live currently in Minnesota and had a number of opportunities to get to know Ian, but only in snapshots. And for a lot of us, that's how we know lots of people. We just have glimpses into their lives over time, whether it's for us, weddings or vacations, small stories, snippets shared online or occasionally in person, the occasional business trip. It's not the most satisfying way to learn about someone, to get to know someone, but sometimes it's all we have. And it's occasions like this, and as I drove out here to be part of this, realized that at a certain point, this is what we're all going to have moving forward as we remember Ian. We can share our experiences and share our memories and fill in those gaps that we all have, because none of us can say that we know anyone fully, but we all have some snippets of experience that we can share. And we can continue to learn. I knew that Ian loved board games. I had an opportunity to play with him on a couple of occasions. However, I didn't know how much he enjoyed food, which is too bad, because clearly we had a shared love there. One of those things that it's, you don't always get a chance to share everything you could. I knew that Ian loved music. Didn't realize it didn't quite extend all the way as far as Tom Petty, but music. I learned that Ian loved the outdoors. I happen to love the outdoors as well. Didn't like sand though. Didn't know that. Or cold weather, which is tough living in Massachusetts, or Minnesota for that matter. But again, another gap filled in on better understanding over time. Every time I have an opportunity to think about Ian over the last couple of weeks, realize that I look forward to having this opportunity to share with everyone. I hope you do too, and realize that opportunities like today and moving forward are all opportunities to celebrate Ian's life and to teach one another about who he was to us and therefore to the world. And to move forward this morning, or this afternoon, I should say, sorry, we will share some music. Shayna?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Do you need a chair?
Oh, I actually need a chair. I'm swapping back to get car stuck for a year and a half. More like I took it now, buddy.
Explains the void on it. Okay, hold on.
Give me 1 second here, guys. I don't know. I think I've even heard that pretty good.
You're a great birdie, child.
That's true. If you want to help me plug that other hole, let's see, unless I can do this one. Yeah. People's teeth on guitar strap. Two friends. Okay. I'm all set. Yeah. Oh, I have to plug it in. Hello. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's scrambled. Okay. I'm gonna take the bracelet off too. Get really ready for this. When lights go down, I see no reason for you to cry. We've been through this before in every time, in every season. God knows I've tried, so please don't ask for more. Can't you see it in my, sorry, can't you see it in my eyes? Well, this might be our last goodbye. Carry. Oh, things they change, my friend. Whoa, carry. Maybe we'll meet again somewhere. Any other circumstance, I'd be embarrassed. I read your mind with no intentions of being unkind. I wish I could explain. It all takes time, a lot of patience. If it's a crime, how come I feel no pain? Can't you see it in my eyes? This might be our last goodbye. Carry. Oh, things they change, my friend. Whoa, carry. Maybe we'll meet again. Can't you see it in my eyes? This might be our last goodbye. Carry. Oh, things they change, my friend. Whoa, carry. Maybe we'll meet again
Thank you so much. It's appropriate that we're here this afternoon and not in the morning, because someone would have hated that. This time we'd ask Mackenzie to come forward and share the eulogy.
Anyone needs some help with this?
Perfect.
Thank you. Ian would make fun of me for that, so it's okay. Is this volume okay for everyone?
Mhm.
Perfect, thank you. Maya Angelou once said, "A great soul serves everyone all the time. A great soul never dies. It brings us together again and again." We are here together today to remember and celebrate the life of Ian Robert Harrington Tacey. Ian's name stems from the Scottish form of John, after his maternal great-grandfather. Robert, after 3 generations of Roberts before him. Harrington, after his mother, and concluding with the patrilineal Tacey. On July 7th, Ian took his own life after a truly courageous battle with bipolar disorder, anxiety, and major depressive disorder. I have known Ian for literally as long as I can remember. He was my first and my closest friend. Actually, our mothers were good friends before either Ian or I were born, so our friendship was always predetermined. Thank goodness we got along well. Ian and I lived over 400 miles away, he in Massachusetts and I in Maryland, but we texted quite often and would constantly swap music recommendations. To Laura, Jeff, and Marco, I am so sorry for your loss. But Ian's love for you all was so strong, he would tell me all the time, and you truly shaped a remarkable young man. Thank you for sharing him with the world. To Ian's friends and family, thank you for being here today, either in person or online. It honestly took me a while to write this eulogy. How could anyone best describe the one-of-a-kind Ian? Well, let's start with the easier parts. Ian was a scholar and recently finished his freshman year at the University of Massachusetts, Amherst. He made the Dean's List twice as a legal studies major. In 2020, Ian graduated from Tewksbury Memorial High School, magna cum laude. Ian also enjoyed working at Trader Joe's in Burlington, where he established many meaningful relationships and friendships with his coworkers. Ian also loved to travel and explore. He had visited 34 states, 2 Canadian provinces, Ireland and Northern Ireland. Ian was also an athlete and played basketball for various leagues. Most of all, Ian was authentically Ian. He was only 4 days older than me, and when we were younger, people would always mistake him for my older brother due to our size difference. He was up there, guys. But in some ways, we were like siblings. We dreamed, we plotted. In fact, when we were both probably around 5 years old, we devised a comprehensive plan to rob Toys R Us and Baskin Robbins. Yeah. Sadly, this never came to fruition, as we both fell asleep before being able to execute our nighttime heist. As we grew older, we were probably only able to see each other once a year, but we stayed in touch via text. Ian was a multi-talented musician, and I cherished that he would send me his original songs. No matter what instrument he played, guitar, drums, keyboard, didgeridoo, honestly, what couldn't he play, guys? His passion and sheer uniqueness would always shine through. Music seemed to be Ian's livelihood and escape, and I'm so happy that he found such joy from it. Ian found beauty in all of life's offerings. His final text to me simply read, "Driving through Sedona, Arizona was gorgeous." Whether it was through nature, music, or his treasured relationships and friendships, Ian could always appreciate the raw authenticity of life. I could imagine this valuable skill came naturally to him, as Ian was authentically himself, and despite his personal battles, he was always genuine and kind. While I haven't met many of Ian's friends, by looking at the memories that others posted on his memorial site, you can clearly see how special Ian was to other people. And while each of the stories were unique and entertaining, just like Ian, they all exemplify his sheer genuineness, his humor, his curiosity, his kindness, and his love.
These are the traits that I will always associate with Ian. I would like to share one of Ian's texts to me that he sent a few months ago. On a random afternoon in April, he sent, "I've been jamming with a new group of guys and we're learning an Eagles song, so naturally I thought of you." Now, this text may sound pretty straightforward, but in a way, it encompasses all of my favorite things about Ian. It demonstrates his love of music, and I was so happy that he found more people to jam out with. The text also shows how he valued his friends. It was very sweet of him to say that something reminded him of me. And lastly, it exemplified Ian's sense of humor, as Ian knew that I absolutely hate the Eagles. And he would constantly joke about randomly sending me their songs. To be fair, I did once threaten to send him Tom Petty music, so I understand. On his final road trip, Ian brought up that John Lennon sounded like a jerk, but that he said some great things. Lennon once said, "Love and peace are eternal," and this was on Ian's televised high school graduation slide. Ian's acknowledgement of Lennon's conflicts demonstrated a powerful recognition toward his own, and like Lennon, Ian greatly valued love and peace. While Ian always knew love and was tremendously loved, I sincerely hope that he has now found peace. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Now, Laura, poem?
Thank you, everyone, for being here today. As you know, words are central to everything in my life and what I do, my entire life's mission. And I was lucky enough to share this love with Ian, who also was a great lover of words. So I'm going to share with you Something with a Lifespan by Katie Peterson. How many times should I look at you and should I change my life? Monarch, you make your orange ascent to death, and how much dexterity can you really teach me? Does your courage even map onto these worldly obligations to friends, my job, desire for a little affection in the late hours of the evening, etc.?
Hanging on to hope, there is no hope to speak of, and no skies above. It's much, much too late, but maybe we should all be free for a time. Due to
So I'll switch on the back.
On the back.
Back and
Perfect.
front. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
It's okay to take a deep breath. Breathing's good. Now the family wanted an opportunity for everyone to take a chance, if you're willing, interested, and able, to come forward and share something of your own about Ian, how he touched your lives. Anyone interested in coming forward?
Hi everyone, I'm Nick. Ian was my best friend. I met him my freshman year of rowing, and we really connected on a just emotional level. It's hard to come up here and just pick any one time that Ian really affected my life because there's been so many. It's just hard to explain, but I'm pretty sure all of you had moments with him that just really changed how you like admire someone, because he was honestly a role model to me. He just made every day that I hung out with him so much better, and I could always rely on him. And it's gonna be a hard road, I know, but I'm hoping that we can all come together for him and just remember him, who he was. He was just nice, kind, just a good person in general. And I just want to say I'm sorry, Laura and Jeff. I know he meant a lot, and my heart goes out to you, and I just don't know what to say, but if you need anything, I'm always willing, and you can just let me know. If anyone else that really wants to talk about him, I'm always here too. It'd just be nice I know it's nice to get everything out and just talk about it. So I just wanted to say that and just give you all that. Thank you.
Anyone else? Please.
Hey everyone, I'm Sean. For those of you who don't know me, I met Ian in middle school, in 7th grade on the bus. He lives right down the street from me. Anyone who knew us in middle school knew that we were a little bit of class clowns, especially in 8th grade. We actually made 2 YouTube video projects together. Very successful. So one of them I shared on the Everloved. It was a Spanish cooking project. Everything was going very smoothly. We made fantastic nachos, amazing burritos, and then dessert came up. So we bought pre-made churros. They were frozen. We put oil in a pan, and Ian took tongs, grabbed one of the churros, said a classic line that his mother reminded me of on the Everlow. Things are about to get hot. And man, he was right. Because the second the churro hit the oil, a flame reached my ceiling. And my mother and I thought we burned our house down. There's definitely no one else I'd rather have burned my house down than Ian. Because it was just such a laughable moment. You never think something like that would happen. Another story I'd like to bring up is our other project. It was for science class and changing in matter. And I looked back at it when I heard the news, and it might be one of the cringiest videos ever. But pretty much Ian created this fantastic storyline of us searching for the Holy Grail, but we had to describe changes in matter, like water turning into ice. And it was for Mr. Gillespie's class, fantastic class, middle school. Ian just made every single class so much fun. Never know what was gonna happen, but there was never a dull moment. While being Ian's friend, that's for sure. I know he reached out and made everyone smile at some point, especially me. I had some of my best laughs with Ian. I'm sure most people did. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else have the urge to share? I'm craning my neck only because we've absolutely packed the house. And just want to make sure we don't miss anyone. All right. Going once, going double. Okay, here we go. See?
I'll say something.
You had to
All right,
wait.
Bobby's always got something to say.
There you go.
Yeah.
Liam was so fun to hang out with. I was crazy in middle school, and I'd say, Ian, you want to write someone a fake love letter? He'd be like, yeah, let's do it. And we did it to Sean. Poor Sean. We put a fake rubber tentacle in there in his mailbox and a whole love letter going like, Sean, you taught me what romance is. And then we'd do stuff. He'd be like, you want to do D&D? I'm like, what? What is that? And then he brought all the stuff to our house, and I was a minotaur or a cow person, and we were hunting for a genie Pee Wee Herman. And this was right after he got arrested or whatever, so he was having a field day. Whole time. So funny. I had no idea. I had to look up Pee Wee Herman. I'm like, oh, interesting character, you know. I'll miss him so much. When you know, when my brother told me I couldn't even believe it happened. You know? You're a real strong lady, Laura. You know?
Hey, you're right up there, bud. You're holding the mic. You are strong. You got it.
Yeah, I guess.
You're honoring Ian.
Oh, damn.
And you know he'd have a great laugh.
Yeah. I'm gonna miss him a lot, you know? I didn't get to talk to him much over high school, you know? Went to Shawsheen, you know, I didn't even know he was gonna be a lawyer. That's crazy. I can only imagine, you know? I'd hire him. I'd hope he's an injury when I got hit by a truck last December, you know? Because I still do stupid stuff. Oh. Yeah, seriously.
Thanks for having me.
Anyone else? So I feel like I have to wait a second. Please.
Thank you. I can't believe I'm going to tell this story, but here we go.
Do it. Ian would want you to.
This is a story about a tuna fish sandwich. Well, first of all, hi, I'm Sharon Edelman. I'm Sheena Crowley's mom. The two kids met in middle school, and from there was a lot of mayhem. But my personal interaction with Ian, this is a great story. I was a chaperone on the bus. We were going to see, I think it was Beauty and the Beast.
Yep.
And I sat all the way in the back, and I hadn't had dinner. So I snuck a tuna fish sandwich onto the bus. And it was laced with red onions, so it was pretty smelly. So I'm sitting in the back of the bus and I'm eating. And a few rows up from me on the right side, I see Ian's head turn and wrinkle his nose and say out loud, "Is somebody eating tuna?" And I shrunk down and leaned into the aisle and went, "I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." And then as word caught on and maybe the plume of tuna passed over the bus, everybody was like, you know, making groans and turning around. And I just remember Ian really calmly looking at me with this really like wicked smile. And he was like, "It's okay." And that's kind of how we remember Ian in our house. He just made everything feel okay. And so that's the story. Love to you both. Thank you.
I have to admit, I thought the red onion was going to be the villain of the piece, so I'm glad it was just the tuna. Does anyone else have anything to share? Way in the back, around the corner. We'll give everyone a chance. Well, I think that's it then for the program. I want to thank everyone once again for participating. Just your being here is important to all of us. And we can find solace in one another, hopefully. And is there anything else we have forgotten? Good. I think we're done. Thank you so much, everyone. And thanks again for being here and to remember Ian.